How and when did you get your call into God?
Well, it's pretty, I would say unusual in the sense that maybe you have heard vocation stories like since a kid, since childhood, he would like to become a priest already. Not in my case. It was during high school, when I was about to finish my high school, that there was a priest who came to our school and invited anyone who would like to join the seminary. I thought to myself, this is a good chance to do something great, something different. And besides, my school was in a, say, like a rural, regional area, and the seminary was in the city. And to me, to join the seminary was also equal to going to the city. I said, this is great, this is fun. Aside from the fact that I had 5 other classmates who were also joining the seminary. And so I thought, gee, this would be more fun, 6 of us in the seminary, all of us in the same place, and besides, we're going to the city. And so to me, my conscious decision was, I'd like to try it. I'd like to see if this suits me. So it was more like a trial. It's like let me see. So that is where it started. But I must say, I didn't know that I also already had a good foundation. My mother was very religious, and my parents were very supportive of my decision. And so I think underneath all of this, even though I was not really very conscious of the decision that I was making, there was already something solid, here in my life.
Okay. Where do you work and what's your average day like?
At the moment, I'm the parish priest at Sacred Heart here at Westmead. I also am chaplain to the medical institutions around here. I belong to a congregation that is called the Ministers of the Infirm, or as we usually call the Camillians. We take our name from Saint Camillus. Saint Camillus is our founder, and he was very much like Mother Teresa in Rome in the 16th century. So he looked after the sick, he looked after the dying. And so that is the congregation I belong to. We look after the sick and the dying. So aside from my work in the parish, I also look after the sick in the hospitals, in the nursing homes that we have here in the parish. So my day could be sometimes a full-on day in terms of I may be doing some work in the office, or I could be visiting parishioners, or visiting the sick in the hospital or in the nursing homes, and of course saying masses and doing the other sacraments in parish. And of course my busiest days would be starting Friday, which culminates Sunday afternoon. So you might say my working schedule is quite different from a normal working person, where your probably Monday would be the busiest day. Mine is Friday, when probably most people will be resting on the weekend. I'm working. Yeah. Totally different kind of lifestyle, but I love it.
Yeah. All right. What made you decide to work in your field as opposed to another vocational field?
Thank you for that question, because when I joined the seminary, I had a few options as well. I wanted to become an engineer. I wanted to become a teacher. I had a few other options, not only the seminary, but I said, let me try this, because if I don't like life in the seminary, I could always go maybe and study to become a teacher, or maybe an engineer or something else. But I think it is a book. Responding to the call of God is always a mystery. I was not able to really say that this is definitely the kind of life that I will live for the rest of my life. All of this unfolded almost every day of my life, and I have to be open to the Spirit to be able to lead me and guide me to the best direction I should take. And so it is just allowing myself to be part of the grace that God gives to all of us. In other words, vocation is something which is, first of all, a gift from God, but at the same time, it needs our cooperation to be able to fulfill that vocation.
Do you find it hard to live the life you do?
Not really. I always believe that when you choose something and you love it, you enjoy it. Like, for example, if you choose to become a married person and you love the person that you are with, you will enjoy it for the rest of your life. But maybe if you're not happy in a career that you've chosen, I'm sure you'll have difficulties. I love the vocation that I've chosen. I love the response that I've given to God in His calling to me. I love it, and I'm pretty peaceful and serene with the kind of choices I've made in life. I would never make any other choices in life, because I believe that I've chosen God in my life, and God is with me. What more could you ask me?
What would you recommend to young adults who think they have a calling to God?
Go for it, I would say. And don't worry about the fact that maybe some of your friends might say, "Oh, are you sure about that?" Or maybe, gee, that's only for somebody who might not have a good choice in life. I'd say don't listen to them. Secondly, remove that. Sometimes what people expect from us when we answer a decision to enter the seminary, for example, is people expect us to finish the whole course of formation or of seminary life. It's as if people would expect us to be priests now that we've made that decision. I'd say don't live up to the expectation of people. Live up to the expectations of God. What is God expecting from you? So live up to that expectation, not to what your friends or your other mates would expect from you. So I'd say go for it, and don't be afraid. You are never on your own when you are with God. In fact, you're always with God when you choose this path, this vocation with God.
All right.
What were your fondest memory like from becoming a
Well, the fondest memory I have is that, people really supported me in my vocation. First of all, my father. When I applied the seminary, I had to fill up forms. And because I was only 16, I had to have parents' consent. And so I asked my dad, could you sign this form? And he asked me, what's this? And so I explained to him what that was for. And the only question he asked me was, are you sure about this? But I think the question of my father was simply a very loving question. Phrased in a question, but it was actually my dad telling me, I'm with you, I'm supporting you. And in fact, a lot of my other friends and families supported me, so much so that they even supported me financially in the seminary, because I had to contribute to my own schooling in the seminary. So my fondest memories are, people supporting me in my vocation. They love me because I have also tried to show to them that I was sincere in my decision, in my desire to become a priest. Good question. Thanks for that.